Hey guys, and welcome back to another Jay the One-Eyed Gamer. This time I'm going to do a prediction video, another prediction video for Dynasty Warriors 9, but I'm also going to tie in a theory. And this is a theory I've been thinking about for a decent while since Dynasty Warriors 9 got announced. And it came up first when Jaha Yuan was announced, and they didn't have him use any type of bow weapon with his combination and when he got the twin rods. So at the time I started thinking that maybe because they're bringing back the bow system from older Dynasty Warriors games, there's not going to be any bow weapons themselves, because I think they're just going to mitigate any bow weapons to just the bow mechanic, because the bow is going to be a lot more versatile and a lot more useful than it was in the old games. And I feel like since Jaha Yuan doesn't have like his rod slash bow combo, I'm led to believe that there's not going to be any like bow projectile weapons in the game. So I'm going to assume that Huang Zhong's not going to get his bow. And if he does get a weapon, he's probably not going to get a bow combination either. Shu Ran's not going to get his flame bow. Lian Shi probably won't see her crossbow come back. And that's literally all about the bow weapons. But I think because Koei's bringing back the bow system, we're not going to see any of those weapons come back because they'll just get mitigated to the bow system. And on that topic, I'm also going to segue into my weapon predictions for the remainder of the cast, which we still have a decent amount of characters left to reveal. And I'm just going to give my 2 cents on what I think their weapons are going to be when they're revealed, given like what we know. So I'm going to start off with Wei, and we're going to end on other like we usually do. So I hope you guys enjoy. First up, we'll do Shu Huang, because he's not been announced yet, but it's pretty safe to assume he will have his battle axe because Dang Ai has the battle axe. So it's a pretty safe bet he'll get it. We don't have to worry about that. Cao Ren would be next. Cao Ren, I think, could go either way. They could keep his shield and spike bunker combo, or they might go back to his 7 design and give him his flail back. I'm strongly leaning towards the flail because I feel like they're going to take away weapons that aren't super realistic to a certain extent, as you saw with Ding Fong and Jahaba going back to their, well, Jahaba going back to his 7 weapon and Deng Ai losing his drill or crossbow gun and instead inheriting the battle axe with Zhu Huang. So I would assume Cao Ren will most likely go back to his flail, which I personally wouldn't like. I'd like him to keep his sword and spike bunker combo. It's be looking like it's highly unlikely he'll get to keep that. Next will be Peng De. Peng De, I'm almost like 100%. I'll go with 90% that he'll get his mace back from 8 and 8 Empires because of what we saw of Guan Yingping. So that keeps me a little hopeful, and I really want that weapon to come back because I think it's better than his dual halberds, because I think the dual halberds are better in Zheng Liao's hands than they are in Peng De, but that's just because I like Peng De and I want him to be unique. I want him to have his mace, which I personally like, and I hope he does get to keep. Next is Sai Wenji. Sai Wenji, I'm almost 100% sure she's not going to keep her harp, because Zhang Ji would have been the precursor to see if she got to keep that weapon, because she would have had her flute, and since she got her whip from 6 back, I'm going to assume Sai Wenji's not going to keep her harp. If I had to make a guess, I'm thinking she might share the chakrams with Wang Yi and Sun Shangjiang, or she might actually share the twin fans with the Kiao sisters. I feel like either of those weapons might go with her, but I'm pretty sure her harp's definitely not going to make a comeback because I don't think Koei's going to go that way with it. So that's going to probably be a real shame, but like I said, either the twin fans or the chakrams I think will go with her. Next is Jai Shu. Jai Shu, I think hands down we don't have to worry. He's going to get his scythe. Like, there's no way they're not going to keep that to him. It's been his weapon since he was revealed in 7, and that just means he's going back to sharing it with Gan Ning. I feel like that's a pretty safe bet. There's nothing to be worried about with him. If I'm wrong, I'll be very surprised, and I think I can't picture him having another weapon besides the chain. Next will be Yui Jin. Yui Jin, I think, is pretty safe too. He'll keep his twin hook blades because those are traditional Chinese weapons which are used and continue to be used in real life, so I'm pretty sure he's a safe bet to keep those weapons. I don't see Koei taking that away from him, and I don't know what they'd give him instead. Again, I think 100% he'll get to keep his hook blades because they've been used in history. That's my thought process behind it. Li Dian, on the other hand, he's definitely not going to keep his wheel halberd. There's no way that's going to happen. If I had to guess a weapon replacement, he might get a crescent blade like Guan Yu, and unfortunately Eugene has been confirmed to have a crescent blade moveset. It's no longer his war trident. If you watch the most current video of him in gameplay, I'll see if I can link it down in my description to the video I found it in, but he's definitely his gameplay, he definitely borrows a lot of Guan Yu's moves, so it's a little upsetting that the war trident isn't a unique weapon. They just turned it into the crescent blade. But enough about that. Li Dian, if it's not a crescent blade, I would assume he'll probably get a pike, and he'll probably be matching with Lu Meng. That's what my thought is if it's not the crescent blade, it will probably be a pike. Next is Jun Yu. He's definitely not going to get that baton. There's no way they're going to give that to him. If I had to guess, he's not going to get whip sword from Jun Yo. That's not going to happen. I would venture to guess he's probably going to get the fan to finish out the trifecta of strategists, because Sima Yi has a fan, Zhuge Liang has a fan, no one in Wei has the fan weapon for that as being a strategist, so I assume Jun Yu is going to get the fan. Like I said, they're all going more realistic with this, so the odds of all those unique weapons that they made coming back are very unlikely. Move on to Wu now. We'll start off with Taishi Ci. Taishi Ci, I'm pretty sure he's going to have his twin rods. He's just going to share with Jaha Yuan, so there's no worrying about that, I feel like. Next would be Lu Meng, or Lu Meng, depending on how you say it. Lu Meng, obviously, there's no way he's going to lose his pike. I highly doubt that's going to be taken away from him, and like I said, he'll probably end up sharing it with Li Dian if Li Dian doesn't get a crescent blade. So that's another safe bet, I think, with a Wu off. Ding Fong to me is weird, only because I don't know if they'll go to I don't know if they'll do the gauntlet route, so we don't know if there's going to be gauntlets in the game where he can go back to that. I'm pretty sure they're not going to give him his giant circle blade, which I think is a missed opportunity. I really like that weapon, but I don't think he's going to get that. If I had to think realistically about what the weapons we have right now, I would say the likelihood of him getting gauntlets might be like 60% if they're going to keep that in the weapons. If not, the crescent blade's definitely like almost 0 to 5% confirmed to return to him. And at the most likely incident, I'm assuming he'll either get a crescent blade or the battle axe to fit his giant stature. Those are my guesses. I really hope I'm wrong on most of these. I really do. I hope there are some unique weapons that come out. Next is Lian Shi, one of my personal favorites from Wu. Like I said at the beginning, I highly doubt she's going to keep her bow gun from 7 and 8. I would like her to keep her hook blades from Empires, but I don't think that. I think that's got like a 50 chance of making it back into the game as her weapon. If not, I would say I don't want her to have the chakrams, because I feel like that takes away from Xun Shang Zhang in their own kingdom. So if I had to guess, I would say if she doesn't get her hook blades, I'm gonna assume she gets a sword and shield or throwing daggers as her weapons, which I really hope is not the case. I really do want those hook blades. I think they'd be a nice introduction in the game and a great weapon to keep, so we could have some more uniqueness in this. But again, I don't know what Koei's gonna do in this exact situation. Next would be Lu Su. Lu Su, I don't know about the rake. He could keep the rake, but in all honesty, I don't think they're gonna keep the rake either. I'm gonna assume he's probably gonna either have a bow staff. Bow staff makes sense because he's a strategist, and they don't usually give strategists like super beefy armor weapons. Bow staff, and if not a bow staff, a sword, maybe. Either of those, I think, might be Lu Su's new weapon when he gets announced. Handong, or Handong, depending on how you say his name. I think the one-handed halberd could work, or the one-handed pike, I think it's called. I don't see why they should take that away. I think he should keep that as well. So I'm gonna say like 80% sure he's gonna be revealed with that weapon. If not, I'm gonna say he's probably gonna have a pike or a crescent blade to go along with his moveset, or I think he might get Xu Shang's weapon, the dual meteors. I think he might get that. I'm not sure. Or he might also share the weapon with Cheng Pu, but I hope not. Next would be Shu Ran. Shu Ran, we know for a fact, will not get his blazing bow. My thought process behind that is obviously at the beginning of the video, I don't think there's going to be any ranged weapons in the game. I would assume getting twin swords, a sword, or maybe a spear, depending. I think the spear is a more likely of the two choices for him to show up as. I don't know. I could throw it up in the air, like I said, but I'll probably put like 50% on the spear being his weapon when he's revealed in Dynasty Warriors 9. Next, we'll do Shu. And for Shu, we're going to start off with one of my personal favorites, Huang Zhong. And again, he's definitely not going to have that bow from 7 and 8. Like I said, that's going to be mitigated to the bow mechanic in the game. He's most likely going to go back to having a sword, and it's probably just going to be a sword with no bow combo motif. So he'll probably share the moveset with Sima Zhao because he's had a sword before, and that makes sense. Next is Jiang Wei. Jiang Wei, I feel like, can go one of 3 ways. I feel like he could either go back to being a spear, he could keep his trident and it would be its own unique weapon, or he might share a war trident, and by that I mean he might get a crescent blade as well, but I highly doubt that. So I'm going to assume he's going to have a spear in Dynasty Warriors 9 to go back to 7. Next is Wei Yan. Wei Yan, I'm pretty sure is going to do Volg, but it's probably going to be Cheng Pu's weapon, so it's just going to be a clone of that. So I'm pretty sure that's a safe bet also for Wei Yan. Peng Tong, I'm going to say he's going to go back to being a staff user because he'll probably share that with Zhang Jiao. So once we see Zhang Jiao, I think he'll get announced before Peng Tong. All in all, Peng Tong, I'm pretty sure is going to go back to being a staff wielder in Dynasty Warriors 9. Next will be Yue Ying. Yue Ying, where she's definitely not going to get that hand crossbow weapon she had in Empires 8. I'm pretty sure they're going to go back to giving her dagger axe. So that's fine. I really like that weapon more than I like the handheld crossbow gun. So I really hope that's what they give her. I don't want her to go back to being a bow staff user either. I think the pickaxe gave her a little more character, and the weapon was a lot more fun than I think the bow staff. Next would be Liu Shan. Liu Shan, they're not going to give him his bench back, obviously, because they're going to go, like we said, more realistic in this. So I'm going to assume he's going to go back to being a rapier user, the same as Sima Shi. So I feel like that's going to be a safe bet. Guan Suo, I feel like he's got 2 options because he's not going to get a Sabatons either, which I really didn't like also. He's either going to go back to being a nunchuck user with a Ling Tong, or they might give him Ling Tong's tri-staff, but seeing as how he didn't get the tri-staff, I'm just going to assume he's going to go back to being a nunchuck user like he was when he first showed up. Bao Sheng Sheng, I hope I said that name right. She's definitely not going to have the yo-yo of death, as we all like to say. If I had to pick her weapon, I'm going to assume she's going to share the chakrams with Xun Shang Zhang for Shu, and I don't actually think of any other weapon that would go with her in that regard. After that, we're going to move on to Zhu Shu, a guy I personally like, and I know it's probably going to crush everyone like it's going to crush me, but he's probably not going to keep his weapon from 8 and 7 Empires. I highly doubt they're going to let him keep that. If anything, I would like him to keep at least the sword and have it as a backward style sword and have that be his own unique weapon, but they'll probably take away the dagger aspect of it. If not, they might either give him a sword or a fan, but I really think it'd be a missed opportunity if he didn't at least get to keep his sword with the backhand style, just minus the rope. Guan Xing, I would say he's definitely not going to keep those wing blades. That's not going to happen. If I had to pick, he's either going to be a spear wielder, a sword wielder, or he's going to be a crescent blade wielder like Guan Yu. He might even get Guan Yu's weapon, I'm not sure, but it's highly likely he will inherit either a spear or a crescent blade from Guan Yu. Fa Zhang is definitely not going to have that cloth. He is most likely going to be either fan, and if not a fan, he's going to be a whip sword, the same as Jun Yo, because I feel like the whip sword would complement him and whatever design he is, because he's usually touted as being the evil strategist of Shu, even though I don't think he is. He's just a guy who pays back debts, but that's what I feel like Fa Zhang is going to get. Next, we'll move on to Jin. We'll do it Zhong Huai. Zhong Huai, I feel like, would be the only guy that gets to keep a mystic weapon, because I can't picture him without that weapon set, and I can't picture him with any other weapon. I'm going to say, again, like Fa Zhang, he might get the whip sword, because I feel like that would also set his character. If not, I'm going to say probably a sword at best. Maybe the chakrams, but that's more of a joke. But I highly think it's either going to be a sword or it's going to be the whip sword, because I think both would complement him. Zhuge Dan is probably not going to keep his baton. They're probably going to take him back to being a fan user like they did in 7. So he'll probably share that with a lot of other strategists. That's what I personally feel like is going to happen. Wen Yang, my personal favorite of Jin, highly doubt he's going to have the javelin. They might keep the javelin design, but it will probably most likely be a spear, or they might give him the dragon spear, because he was also considered the Zhao Yun of Jin. But either or, I think it's a safe bet he's going to end up with a spear or the dragon spear for his reveal. And then last for Jin is Zhang Chun Xinha. I really want her to keep the wire gauntlets, because I feel like that'd be an awesome weapon for her to keep. But if not, I'm going to say they might give her a whip. To me, that feels like it's the safest bet. If she doesn't get the wire gauntlet, she's going to get a whip, because I don't know, I feel like they'll make her a contrast of Zhang Genji for Jin, but that's what I feel. Those are my two choices: is Jang Chun Shinha. If she doesn't keep the wire gloves, they'll definitely give her a whip. And then we move on to others. We're going to do Zhang Jiao. Zhang Jiao, like I said, is probably 100% going to be a staff wielder. He hasn't been anything but a staff wielder since Dynasty Warriors 3. If they take away the staff, which I think would be stupid because it's his most iconic weapon, it would probably be a sword or a fan. Mang Huo is tough because he's definitely not going to get Estelia back from Empires 8. And I don't think they're going to have the gauntlets because I don't know if they're going to go that route with gauntlets or not. So it's kind of weird for him. If I had to pick, if he's not going to get the gauntlets back, it's most likely probably going to be, he might get the mace with Peng De and Guan Yinping, or he might get the axe with Xu Huang and Deng Ai. If not that, he might get like an axe with Dian Wei. I mean, it's hard to picture him with any weapon that's not either a gauntlet or that Stellia, so it's kind of hard to think what he could get from that. And then his wife, Zhu Rong, is most likely not going to get the boomerang, and it's probably going to go back to being the throw and daggers. I feel like some of these characters, they're just going to go back to like previous entries of like 7 as the base models for when they had these weapons. So it's pretty safe bet, I think, that she's going to end up with throwing daggers. Next is Zhou Xi, and I think he might be the only one that gets to keep the talismans. And if not, I'm sorry to say, he's probably going to end up with a fan then if he doesn't get to keep the talismans, because they'll just play him off as like this grandiose strategist, mystic guy who just showed up and told Cao Cao how he could unite the land by buying this book. Then we get Chen Gong, and Chen Gong, I feel like, not going to get the scroll. That's definitely not going to happen. I think it's a pretty safe bet if he doesn't get a fan, because I don't think a fan would suit him very well. I think the whip sword would definitely fit him in that regard for his personality, I think. But I could be wrong. Again, like I said, with all these predictions I'm making, I'm just making them based on what the game showed and previous history from Dynasty Wars, because some of these weapons are going back to like Dynasty Wars 7 reveals of like weapons. Again, speculation. I hope I'm wrong about most of these. I really do. I hope that Koei brings more unique weapons to the front, but the way it's going, I don't think that's going to happen. So I'm just trying to think realistically about what weapons they're going to pick and who they're going to give it to and how it's going to function in the game. But that's going to do it for me, guys. I'm sorry if I rambled at some points. This is a topic I really want to talk about and I have a lot of passion about, because I want Dynasty Wars 9 to be, again, the best game it possibly can be. And unfortunately, that means that we're going to have to deal with the clone move sets that are going to be probably spread out through multiple weapons. But I've come to accept that, like I said. Please, guys, tell me what you think in the comments. Did you like this video? Did you think my predictions are right? Do you think my predictions are wrong? Because honestly, I really do hope my predictions become dead wrong and we see some weapons that we weren't expecting and really blows us away. But, you know, like I said, leave some comments. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think each character is going to get. If you think they're going to get multiple clones, or if you think they're going to get some unique weapons that I haven't thought of, or even some weapons that we haven't thought of that are in ancient Chinese history weaponry. Maybe weapons you guys know that I don't know. But that's going to do it for the video, guys. I appreciate it. If you want, please leave a thumbs up or share the videos around. It helps out the channel. If you want, you can subscribe if you like the content. If you don't, that's fine. But you could hit that bell button if you do like my content, so it'll let you know when my videos go up so you don't have to guess. If you want to contact me besides the comments on YouTube, you can hit me up on my Twitter account. That's going to be down in the description as well. And like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm going to try and leave a description to that Yui Jin gameplay I talked about if I can find it again. So yeah, again, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate that you watch these videos and you take the time to comment me. It means the world to me, and it means making these videos is well worth the effort. Sorry for the rambling. I'll catch you guys in the next video, and remember, let's rock!